Wilson Miles from Black Women TV. Hey, Rome, how's it going?
What's up? How are you, man?
Good. So season two is here. Usually, with the first season of any show, you're introducing characters. So with season two, people are now secured. It's job stability. With your character, is he still trying not to get married?
Yeah, he's a creature of habit, I think, and just those issues still are there. Those things that are stopping him from growing as a companion with Lily are still very much there.
You know, so going into it, obviously when you look at everybody else's character, there's tops and challenges, but are we getting more than the same challenges we were presented in season one?
Yeah, we get more for sure, but the challenges that are still there, we're picking up right where we left off. So it's not going to be a crazy time jump or anything like that. So it's everything that we were dealing with the first season, we still have to deal with that, and then other stuff comes along after that.
With every character on the show, their background is something that other people can relate with. And obviously, on this particular show, you being the male in the show, not wanting to get married, normally it's the opposite around. So when you talk on this series, this is not the type of series you're doing the research on, but do you know people who are also guys who are reluctant to get married for whatever reason?
Yeah, I think that's why the show is, I feel, a good representation of that, because that is something we don't really see often. But there are a lot of men out there, guys out there who have commitment issues, man. So I love the fact that we get to highlight that, but also have it be a struggle for him to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. 2 years in, you've been on other shows. I watched your work on B&B and obviously How to Get Away with Murder, and you've done other work before that. You've worked with different directors and writers. When you're on a show like this, 2 seasons and now, what has improved from your skill set as an actor?
You know, it's one of those things where it's not really a thing where what improves. It's more just about just trying to reach deeper, trying to connect more with the material that I'm getting an opportunity to play with. And we learn by doing things. Like you said, I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of amazing projects, and when this one came along, it just felt right. Just felt like the next necessary progression of things for me. So it is the first time, I think, for me to join the show at its conception, though. So for season one, and then also back for season two, I do feel, there's definitely a deep appreciation for that, because I hadn't done that, in previous. I'm excited for people to get back re-engaged with the show. It's been a year or longer since the show had come out, and we just don't know. We don't know how people are gonna take certain aspects of the show, and it's just a lot to be excited about.
You mentioned a year and a half since it's been out, and since that time, you've obviously been doing work, out off screen, with music, so like that's a good thing about, like, oh, you mean a singer? Yeah, he can sing as well. you
Yeah.
know, uh, what's going on that front? Are you still, you got two different jobs?
Yeah, many. That's the thing, when you're an artist or art, you infatuate with the forms of art. You do a lot of them. They're all sort of, piggyback off of one another. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been in the studio. I've been working on music still focused on that. Just taking things as they come. Giving it whatever it is, the space that it needs to grow. I'm not stifling myself in any area of art, whether it's music or, writing or acting. I'm trying to give it the opportunity to grow, and then move on to things where I feel I need to.
The thing I said to ISIS, I said, there's a glut of programs these days, streaming, network, television, regular, TV shows. And so, films, now that going into the summer, we have a range of what to choose. And when you're telling people you're on a show now, because it's, when it's a second season, now we can be committed. We don't want to be committed if it's like season one, you're like, all right,
Yeah,
come May, you got to look to see if it got renewed or not.
that happens.
Um,
Yeah.
what goes into telling people you're on this show and why they should check it out?
Um, I honestly, early in my career, I did the soap, I did B&B, and then, like I said, I've been very fortunate to do shows that have been really important to me, but also pivotal in the cultural space, in the world, whether it's the stuff that I've done for, those other networks and streamers, but everything I've done has been on purpose and had a purpose for me. And so this show is something I care about a lot. So whenever I do make the decision to be a part of something and get the opportunity, I think the work that I've done before, people will look forward to what I'm going to do because they know I only do work that I'm proud of, and that I only, try to do work that I feel engages with the people that I care about, which is the fans and like people who go on and watch the stuff, who keep me employed, who keep me out there working, So yeah, it's just a humbling thing. It's not something I ever get used to. You can't really ever get too comfortable in this business. It's a ever-changing revolving door of opportunity that almost gets to you, and then opportunity that doesn't. And so you just take it while you can and appreciate the moments that you're in.
Keep it going, Rome. Congrats, obviously, on a season 2. Let's hope we can get a season 3. Keep working. I'm sure we'll talk again, whether it be season 3 or another project. Wherever you're at, take care and stay safe.
All right, bro. Good talking to you.
Wilson Morales from Black Film TV. Hello, Isis. How's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. In season 2, what are we getting out of your character that people should be excited for?
Well, first of all, I feel like Soul is a fully realized character. You already know who they are in season 1. So in season 2, you're going to see them just love more. You're going to see them blossom more in terms of their looks. And also, because they bring Miles into the family more, you're going to see that dynamic and maybe Soul learning to kind of stand up for themselves a little bit more and to speak their mind a little bit more, which I think we all should be at that place. And I think that's really important to see.
I think with any show during its first season, it's about introducing characters, especially when you have an ensemble like this, giving everybody a chance to be defined. And as you just mentioned, what we're getting in season 2, what has changed since season 1? Usually because of the series, we're going to get more challenges within the characters as opposed to more love.
Yeah, I feel like definitely in my relationship, Soul and Miles' relationship, I feel like there are more roller coaster moments this season. Season 1 maybe a little one, but I feel like I said, the family dynamic is being introduced, and how does that affect relationship? Also, Soul meets Miles' ex-wife, who is his child's Charlie mother. So you kind of see that too, and how that affects our dynamic as well. I feel like just seeing those kind of ups and downs is real life, but also it forces Soul and Miles to grow as well, like together and apart even more.
Now that you're in season 2 and you're playing this character for more than 10 episodes, how have you grown as an actress playing this role? Because now there's stability. Now there's a character that you know of, that this is you. Sometimes when you do one season, you don't know where it's going to go. But once you get renewed, you're like, okay, now I can get a handle of this characters and see where it goes. So what's your takeaway from playing this character?
Well, I never got to play a character that was so similar to me. I feel like trans representation is so small, and within that, I've never seen someone have love, family, career, and friendship. So to be able to have all those, that I know what that's like in real life, and now I get to play a character like that. So I just think it's so important for the trans community to see that, but also for people outside of the community in a day and age where our rights are being stripped away. It's really important to see that we deserve to have all 4 of those things in our lives. We are worthy of it, and we deserve that respect as well.
And then working with this cast, obviously, as I mentioned before, it's a big ensemble, which is great. How does everybody get along when they're coming back? And especially when you have new actors on the show, as opposed to like, oh, you're not part of the family just yet.
Yeah, well, I feel like Gloria definitely set the tone. Gloria, our show creator, she's also the writer, and she plays Gladys in the show. To me, is the most hilarious character. She really set the tone for what it is on set. And we all just like get along and have fun. Like usually whenever me and Mark, who plays Jorge Jr., whenever we're on set together, we always usually eat in his trailer or he eat in mine, you know. So yeah, we just all really get along, and I think that makes it even better when we come together, especially those family scenes where it's like all of us there. It made it really fun. It felt like a holiday. It's weird. We're doing like Christmas in June, and I'm like, wow, you know, I haven't been around with my family for many holidays, so I really like soaked those moments up because it really felt like a family, and I just really enjoyed them.
It's not in your control as far as who watches the show and so forth, but I always say there's a lot of product out there, you know, between what's on streaming, what's on network, what's on cable, and obviously we're going into the summer where you're getting the blockbusters movie, so there's a lot of options of what to do, what to watch. When you're talking to people and you're telling them that you're on this show, what's your sell without being long-winded as far as why they should watch it, especially if they didn't catch season 1?
So I would say it's a show about family, but for me, first of all, let me just say, I'm a trans woman of color, I'm a Black trans woman. I feel like my selling point is, you know, my character is a trans character that has love, family, relationship, and a career. You never get to see that. If you want something that makes you feel good and warm to watch this. You know, and that's usually what I say, because you know we never get to see trans people, rarely ever, but let alone to have all those 4 things, and they are really selling points, because how often can you think of a trans person being loved on TV? How often can you think of a trans person like spending time with their grandparents and being affirmed and loved by their family? How many times have you seen a trans person in their career? You know, how many times have you seen a trans person with their friends like uplifting them? My character has all 4 of those. I've never seen a trans person have all 4 of those. So, you know, yeah. And also there's other queer characters, and also it's a beautiful ensemble. I know there was a lot, but they were all separate little things. And yeah, it's like, why would you want that? It's such a dark time right now. If you want a show that's going to make you feel good with a lot of representation across the board in terms of ethnicities and cultures, but also gender identities and orientations, and no other show is doing what we're doing.
So yeah, you know, obviously you serve as an inspiration to many because, as you mentioned, you know, there aren't that many trans folks on TV. So when they see your character and they see you, obviously they know, for anybody who's watching you, whether they're in the business or not, that there are roles. You know, slowly but surely we're getting there. So congrats on the role, congrats on the series. Let's hope for season 3. We'll
Thank
talk
you
next
so
year if it
much.
happens. Take
I
care.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.